What's up guys, it's Aaronitmar. A week or so ago, I made a video that covered a bunch of different hints about Skull Kid potentially coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I've looked into a couple of other characters and another one really stood out to me, and that of course was Geno. So today I wanted to take just a couple of minutes and talk about these different hints and how they could potentially hint at Geno as a fighter. First is that Sakurai himself has stated that he has a personal wish for Geno to be included in Super Smash Bros. In an interview, Sakurai said, "Geno was actually a character I wanted to include as a fighter. He has a gun for an arm and just seems like he'd fit absolutely perfectly into Smash. I was hoping I'd be able to put him in as far back as Super Smash Bros. Brawl, but unfortunately that never ended up materializing." The interviewer then asks if that is why he was included as a Mii costume. And Sakurai says yes, he's incredibly popular. Even though he's an old character, we keep getting loads of votes and requests for us to put him in the game. Even though he still isn't in as a playable fighter, I made sure he'd be in as a Mii costume so his fans would at least feel that they got something. Now obviously this doesn't mean much because Geno has yet to be in the game. But Sakurai has also stated that the fighter choices for Smash Ultimate were largely decided based on the Smash ballot. So if you were to combine Sakurai's enjoyment of the character with Geno potentially ranking very high on the Smash ballot, as evidenced by Sakurai saying that there were tons of requests and votes for Geno, we could definitely see Geno in Super Smash Bros. And not only that, but with Sakurai having a fondness for the character, we can absolutely be sure that Geno will be an incredible representation of his likeness. If Sakurai can put amazing detail into a character that he doesn't particularly have a bias for, imagine a character that he absolutely wants in the game. Geno would be amazing. Now next is a pretty reliable comparison of the Mii Fighter DLC costumes in Smash 4 translating into new characters for Smash Ultimate. Chrom, King K. Rool, Inkling, and Daisy all have headgear and clothing in Smash 4, and only Daisy wasn't from DLC, which means that the other three, Chrom, King K. Rool, and Inkling, were all added after the fact, presumably because of the Smash ballot. And then there's other headgear in Smash 4 that have representatives that appear as assist trophies in Ultimate. Zero and Knuckles are both Mii Fighter outfits that have since become assist trophies. And while the Rathalos helm and Rathalos mail aren't exactly the character of Rathalos, but rather based on the armor you can craft from Rathalos parts in Monster Hunter, Rathalos of course is now both an assist trophy and a boss character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So we can see that some of these Mii Fighter costumes are based on characters that later receive representation in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And we can assume that some of these are potentially based on the Smash Ballot's top characters. Obviously Chrom and King K. Rool were very highly voted, which is why they had some representation as a Mii Fighter costume and then later became full-on fighters in the next sequel to the Smash series. And of course, one of these characters to receive representation through a DLC Mii costume is Geno. And what's more, he actually received a splash card during this reveal. So it's clear that Sakurai is aware that Geno is popular and gave him this sort of fighter treatment by giving him a splash screen, even though he wasn't a full character in Smash 4. So perhaps this could be a hint that he could be a fighter in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. On top of this, the reliable leaker Vergabin has stated that Square Enix is getting another representative in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Now he wasn't specific on this, but I personally would be incredibly shocked if Geno was not this character. While Final Fantasy as a franchise has a wide variety of characters to choose from, I would be astonished if we got another Final Fantasy rep before Geno. Now I'm not saying that another Final Fantasy rep is impossible, I just think that a Final Fantasy rep before Geno would seem pretty odd. A Nintendo and Square Enix combined character seems like the perfect fit now that Smash and Square are on the same terms. Nintendo has also recently acknowledged Super Mario RPG on their Twitter, asking if users were on Team Mallow or Team Geno. This is really something because Nintendo seems to talk about every Mario IP except for Super Mario RPG, so this definitely has some kind of significance. Now aside from these hints, there could be a really decent way to use Geno in the introduction of the new adventure mode. We've seen that in every new character trailer, at least one of the previous fighters has been injured or killed. Ridley attacked Mario and Mega Man, Luigi was killed by Death during Simon and Richter's reveals, and King Dedede was attacked by King K. Rool. We also know that the adventure mode is called Spirits, based on some fan sleuthing of the pixelated area revealed during the recent direct. I was recently hanging out in Mango's Twitch chat, and one of the users there, TheZone SSB, had a really interesting theory that Geno will somehow play a role in the spirits of these deceased fighters. Geno is the chosen warrior of the 7 stars, so there could be an opportunity for Geno to be the protector of the 7 spirits of Smash if a few more of the fighters get killed in upcoming trailers. Perhaps Geno will be able to resurrect or reactivate the characters who have died. If the subspace logic is applied, then these characters are probably in their inactive trophy state that we could see in subspace, and Geno may be the character who needs to go to them and resurrect them. Whether this is simply used in the trailer for adventure mode and the reveal of Geno, or if it's used in the actual mode would have to remain to be seen, because obviously this is all speculation. But this was a really interesting theory that I really liked, so big credit to TheZone for coming up with it. Now, based on all of this information, of course not including the whole adventure mode thing I just talked about, I really think that Geno is going to be in the game, and I will genuinely be shocked if he's not at all included, either in the base game or as DLC. Whether in the base game or in DLC, Geno just seems like such an obvious fighter. I mean, Sakurai wants him, he's got a really potentially unique moveset, there's a lot of history with this character and a lot of fans want him. I honestly, personally, I believe he will be in the base game. I think he's one of the few fighters that is yet to be announced but will be in the base game. But if he's not, I definitely see him as being DLC. Just for them to totally ignore such a significant character from such a significant game, it just seems like it would really be a mistake. Now obviously this is all just talking about whether or not Geno will even be in the game. Once he is in the game, assuming that he is, then we have like a whole new avenue of things to talk about regarding what his moveset could actually be. As you can see on screen now, there is some Geno gameplay from Super Smash Bros. Legacy XP, but obviously this is just a fan interpretation of what the character would be like in Smash. This doesn't necessarily reflect at all what it would be like were it in Smash Ultimate, because obviously Sakurai is big on having a very unique spin on characters that he is adding himself versus characters that other people have added, because I definitely think he knows about the modding scene at some point. So it almost feels like sometimes he tries to one-up us with some of the movesets that are included for characters. But regardless, I would love to know, what do you guys think about the evidence I presented about Geno being in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? Do you think he's going to be added based on the evidence? Do you think he's going to be added regardless of the evidence? Do you think he's not going to be added at all? I would love to know. And I'd love to know what you think about Geno as a potential fighter in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. What do you think his moveset could be, his final smash, his different special attacks? You know, I just love to know anything and everything that is going through your mind. I know that there are a ton of crazy diehard Geno fans out there, and personally, I haven't played Super Mario RPG. I know about the story, so I know what Geno is and where he comes from, but I've never personally played it. So I'm not as diehard as some of the other fans of Geno could be. So I'd really love to know from, so to speak, Geno experts, what you think his potential moveset could be, what you think his final smash could be. I would love to know about that down in the comments below. And as always, I would love to know what you guys think about other characters that are coming to Smash as well. A lot of these hints apply to multiple characters. You know, the Mii Fighter thing, there's several characters that could be fighters. We've got Heihachi, we've got Lloyd. So I would love to hear about that. And even the ballot, you know, a lot of highly requested characters are in the ballot. And if we can assume that the ballot is the prime motivator for a lot of these characters being in, who do you think else is coming in Smash, if not Geno, or in addition to Geno? I don't know. But yeah, that is going to do it for this video, you guys. If you enjoyed, be sure you hit that like button. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe, because of course I'm covering Smash Ultimate all the time. We are just shy of 3 months till the game's release, so there is no slowing down on this hype train. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, and I hope you have an awesome day.